Do we really need to have an intro after that? My name is Nikki. This is not another tea channel where we discuss a little bit of everything, whatever piques my interest, whatever I feel like talking and discussing. Today, I'm going to be talking about how Benny Keyz did a complete 360 on Candice Wells. I'm curious because the last 10 months, he's been hollering innocent until proven guilty. But that seems to have changed now that he doesn't have Candice in his pocket anymore. So now we're on a world tour of a tell-all. That's what we're getting from Benny these days. So I watched all the streams, and I'm going to be real, I have to take Benny in microdoses, okay? There's a lot going on there. I pulled some clips, the ones that interested me the most, and we're going to go over it. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think? So Benny wants you to think he was doing like an undercover. He was some undercover ninja trying to get to the truth. My honest opinion, I don't think he was undercover at all. I think he is truly broken and upset that he got kicked to the curb, that he did so much for this family to make them where everyone's not trying to lynch them. And all that was because of Benny. Benny was one of the reasons why a lot of people kind of put their feelings of them being guilty on the back burner to keep an open mind, which I also find interesting because back when the comment sections underneath Benny's videos, everybody was like, oh, they could be innocent, it could be this, it could be that. And now under that comment section, it's where's Summer? Candice, tell us where she is. What did you do with your daughter, Candice? You know what really irritates me about that though? Is there were people who felt that way from jump, and because you made them feel so guilty about feeling like these parents were guilty, that a lot of hard-hitting questions may have not gotten asked. It's a shame if that did happen. I do know you sure did muddy them waters. So I want to go over these clips and talk about it. So let's go ahead and get into the first one.
A profile picture. They didn't tell me nothing because I do what God tells me to do. Somebody asked me, they said, Benny, man, when you change that profile picture?
Yeah, the profile picture of you smiling all happy with them.
What I should have said was, when I can't touch these folks no more. That would be true. When I get to jail, or be changing jail, you would tap my back. You know, like looking at. Man, I couldn't see the good and following the bad. So I cut a different trail. And when I cut that trail, from that new trail, you can see things in places you haven't seen before. So to me, that's a beautiful thing. I opened a lot of eyes. I know I opened a lot of eyes to the idea that even if something looks a certain way, man, it doesn't necessarily have to be right. You're right. Man, it's the reason why statistics are a thing. I'll tell you what. I only feel it's safe to speak this way now because the war for me really has just began. Now the war.
You feel this way to speak about this now. You have no more choice. She ain't your buddy anymore.
Is to find another way. Oh, I will. I promise you that. I pray God never gives me enough time to find this next way in. And I'll find my next way in. It's not even something I really want to be in. I just saw it as an opportunity to monitor a cell of all the people on the internet want to monitor.
You've seen an opportunity to get views, to get people to be interested in you. That's that narcissist.
Man, let me tell you what. I didn't never want to joke like y'all would have. I know, I swear to God. Man, I did call folks all day, every day, man. Man, look, I might have a whole conversation with somebody and it'd be like some shit like, damn. I should have recorded that.
Ain't that crazy? He was holding on to all that information for all that time. He's been holding in that information. And only when he gets kicked to the curb, he wants to tell everything. That should show you the motives.
And I'm gonna call you tomorrow and have the fucking conversation with you all over again, Joe. Like, I don't do it in the moment like that. Like, I've tried to let the energy of these situations bring me, but I understood that my reach was different. And in December, I realized how really real my reach was. And it had nothing to do with the distance between me and Summer Wells and me and D. Wells and none of them. It was the distance between me and the devil. Can you do it? To do that would suggest to somebody that has helped me, you know what? Nobody ever says, hey, Benny, I hear your old lady. She's not happy about you being online with me no more. And I want you to take a few days off. Man, how do you take a few days off during the Don and Candice Spell show? How are you going to take a few days off? Fucking tell me. Right? Well, shit. It was about money. I could have took all the time off. It's time sensitive. If they took a day off, they were like children. Good parents, you know. You only nag on the children now.
So now you're going to blame the Wells for the reason your family fell apart. I'm going to be completely real. Before, it's been months ago, I remember Benny in that garage. Every time I would click on YouTube, Benny would be live in that garage. And I remember telling somebody, like, he's always in this garage smoking and on live, while his wife and kids are inside. Like, that has to bother her, you know. You can't blame the Wells for you letting your family fall apart. And again, that's because you let all this shit go to your head. And I'm saying this the nicest way I can, because, like, I don't want to overstep, but that should have been priority number one.
That's it.
And there ain't nobody to blame, except for you.
Them babies, look here. Them babies get up. They sucker you out of a sucker. You might as well get two out the bag. Because if you don't stay strapped up.
You know what else bothers me? And I'm not just speaking on Benny with this, but you see some of these men on here supposedly fighting for these children and for the justice and everything, and their own backyard ain't taken care of. And everyone's like, yay, yeah, go, go, go. And these people are no better.
That shit like that little baby, you're going to start taking it out on the baby. It's not the baby's fault. You got weak, and he pimped you out a fucking sucker. All he really did is tell you, Mom, we ought to have a sucker together. Because if you don't look an ass, I might sucker you out of that other sucker. I don't know, man. Some of the things that I think about. Man, you know, I told you I haven't been smoking like that. Man, look how little I just took me a couple of little toes. And then I saw something, and it was like, I felt something. You know, if Candice and Don had nothing to do with Summer's disappearance, when the police bring her home, you should fully expect for them to hug and bow to the police, right? All I was trying to do was hear your everyday chatter. your everyday conversation. Believe me, in the beginning it was due process. It was so as I could exclude you. I didn't run around trying to find, I didn't run around with a big giant fucking man-sized hand basket that I could put you giant hand-sized motherfuckers in and carry you all around. No. It's not the way you do this. It's always to exclude, it's to deduce, to get smaller. It's like music, you're mixing down. You're never trying to make shit bigger than it's actually supposed to be. That's the wrong way. That is the YouTube way. You cannot, I don't even know how many people is in here. Holy shit. Okay, never mind. I was guessing maybe there's 20 people in here. Man, it's like making a profile. Right? I heard something. I heard something 2 days ago. And it was listening to Ted Klukinski. If you don't know who Ted Klukinski is, he is the Iceman killer. And, in that, the guy said, profilers are full of shit. Profilers profile everything in its post. It gets mixed in with stats, and it gets mixed in with suspectology. It gets, I mean, even the information and the data that's left on the scene, even that in itself suggests a particular type of. You just got to line it all up. It's not hard. It's very, very easy. Anyway, this guy is talking about a profiler. He was talking about a profiler that I've spoken with in real life, and a profiler that I find to do marvelous work. But the guy had a point. He said, profiles are post-situational, guesstimations based on stats, and stats could be things like color, age, race. I repeated myself, but you get my point. Categorizing definition, and he's like, profilers, it's all post. They're going to tell you what Ted Bundy was like after Ted Bundy's been caught and executed, or you see what I'm saying, like post situation.
That's not true.
And I look at what I call, and I'm just a very analytical guy that isn't afraid to think outside the box. I'm not afraid to slow down. I am a lot of things, but it's a lot of things I'm also not.
And this is when I began to start feeling a little bad. Like, I feel like, and I'm going to be completely real, this stream here, it was sad to watch because it reminded me of somebody who is in a downward spiral. That's what I thought of when I watched this stream. Like, I felt bad. I started to feel really guilty and really, bad for him. I don't know what's going on in your personal life, but I feel like you may need some help. I really, really do. And I don't mean that to be snarky, or I'm being dead up serious. Hearing you talk on that stream was very concerning. Let's move on.
Here, the sociopath in me eats narcissists like you're describing for breakfast. You understand me? Like, why would I let you put something on me that isn't even factual and actual, man? So I'm here to tell you, man, and I am not a narcissist. I am sociopathic. I'm a sociopath. I come from a long line.
Well, this stream where you're breaking down and sounding very emotional is actually quite the opposite of what a sociopath is. So I do not believe you are a sociopath.
Sociopaths. I come from a long line of sociopaths that don't know how to restrain the socialness in them. I spent my whole life damn near trying to train myself how to keep control of that, right? How to keep, I mean, to me, a sociopath is like the way it affects YouTube is me, like, if my interest comes to you online, you should question why. Because sometimes the old me, like, I'll see something in you, and I've gotten it to a point now where I can use it on people like Ernie and other folks like that. It's where you see the sociopath shine. When you use it on a Molly Golightly or a Blowjob Sweaty or a JLR, like, that's when everyone applauds certain aspects of the sociopath because either, you know, on a larger, grander scheme, they are a sociopath themselves, or they, you know, maybe they possess some sociopathic characteristics of themselves, or sometimes the most fatal and dangerous is those that aspire to be a sociopath. Like, it's a lot of people don't know that they are, and then there's people that can identify the traits of a sociopath and how not having those traits, but introducing those qualities, Candice, like gratitude, into our profile, that we become somebody different. Our motivation changes. We think that we are like a motionless vessel. I mean, we are so motion full that let you have a cup of coffee too much, or let you have a toddy too many. Like, you actually will lose control. Let's most of us in here be adults and actually admit that we understand that because we have lost control before is not to say we'll lose control again. It's only to say that in the past we've lost control before. But maybe on a very short timeline to identify that the plausible nature of us becoming uncontrollable again could be possible, right? So
I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you watch hours upon hours of this.
I'm convincing people all by myself. But it's going to take for Candice Bly Jr. to try to convince the world, hey, whole world, we don't give a shit about what he says or does, do we, guys? Fuck this guy. This fucking guy. What is he even here for? Like, this motherfucker, you mean the one that came and painted my fucking house for me?
And this right here, this clip shows me how much he did care and how he is hurt. A lot of times what we do when we are hurt, we cover that up with anger. And I think that's what he's doing. You can clearly see the hurt here.
Yeah, that one. You mean the one that put up cameras in my fucking property for me? Yeah, bro, that one. You mean the one that left money behind for me and my husband to have a fucking Christmas with my boys? Yeah, that one. Candice, I won't do no complaining. Over here, baby.
And see, and this is where I get torn, right? Because if he was trying to be this undercover ninja and he thought from the start that they were guilty, they were just trying to pull out the information, that makes me look at him a different way. However, if he truly did think that there was a possibility that they were innocent and he was really trying to clear their name and then got blindsided, then part of me, that makes me feel bad for him in regards to a point. I'm thinking right now alive. But however, I don't know, just the whole bringing it out now, saying all this information now, that to me shows me what kind of person you are, and that's not a good person. Like, that's, I don't know. I don't like when people throw shit up in your face the minute, that you're not cool or you're not on good grounds anymore.
We're not going to do no complaining. Because complaining is the killer of dreams.
Now it's like, I had your back, but since you stabbed me in my back, now I'm going to try to destroy you. That's the vibe I'm getting.
To complain is to kill your dreams in so many different ways.
And then he blabs on a whole lot more about shit, like, sometimes you just need to go to sleep. Sleep. Go to sleep and...
Dr. Pepper. Oh, no. I'm drinking Mountain Dew. I was like, you go, girl. You go, girl. See, that's my homegirl, man. She ain't drinking none of that. Man, you did that over and over to me. You have people out here. Under the belief that I knowingly had some sort of sexual relationship going on with you. And what was strange is that the way I had been manipulated was that if I spoke out about the shit and made it seem funny, like, oh God, no, are you like kidding me? Like that automatically, from a good dude's point of perspective, it's like, man, you don't go out there and just act a fool about not sleeping with no woman, bro. Who has to do that shit? Who has to go out there and say, nah, bro, you know me better than that. You know I ain't fucking with Candice. Like, and that one ain't got no teeth. What you talking about, man? Like, that's what it was going to take.
I could say
in order to prove to somebody that maybe, no, never mind, to me. Did I have a relationship with Candice? I don't know what it's supposed to look like when a mother hasn't been involved in her own child's disappearance. I don't know the verses to that either. I don't know what it's supposed to look like, Candice. I don't know what your forever is supposed to look like, Candice. But this is not it. This is not it. One day, you've got to be able to do the last thing.
I don't know. It's just crazy to me to see him turn like just a complete 360. I mean, just a few months ago, he was hollering and screaming at anybody who was saying that they were guilty. And now you're hollering and you got your audience hollering, give up, tell where your daughter's at. I mean, you may be one of the top ones who muddied the water the worst here. You infiltrated the camp, but not in a good way. You did exactly what TBI asked everyone not to do. You were the number one predator when it came to that. And hearing all your friends, other creators going along right with you. TBI tells us not to do this, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. Because TBI, they say not to do that. You were the worst the whole time. I want to know something before I hop off. Do you guys think there is somebody assigned to watch all this nonsense from all these creators? Because all the interviews that Dawn did, all the interviews that Candice did. And let's not even begin with, everyone surrounding this little girl are the worst type of people. Like this girl didn't have a chance. The people that are popping up all over the place just to try to make a buck off her name. People who don't know jack shit, what nowhere around Now all of a sudden, because they were a neighbor of the neighbor of the neighbor, now they have some information and they want to start a YouTube page. Everybody is trying to get their 15 minutes of fame off this little girl, and it's disgusting. It is disgusting.